Hello, guys. Welcome to Talker Voices. Today, I come your way to share with you 5 key requirements you need to meet or satisfy for the VO to approve your visa at the US interview. This is typically for those of you planning to come to the US through the F1 visa. So there are some 5 key requirements that you need to meet for your visa to be approved. It's very important. And I know July is mostly a hot month for students who want to study because school is starting next month, August. So this is the period where people go for their interviews. But before you go for your interview, you need to watch this video and get these 5 requirements in your story, in your answers. You need to infuse them, and it's going to go a long way to helping you ace your visa interview. Let's get started. But before I start, share this video to your friends who are also preparing, to a brother, a sister, and it's going to help them ace their visa interview. Let's get started. So before you go for the interview, the first thing you need to have is having a valid I-20. And having a valid I-20 means that you have been admitted by SEVP approved institution in the US. SEVP simply means Student and Exchange Visitor Program. So such schools in the US are able to admit international students to come into their colleges to study. So any school that is eligible will be able to offer you what you call the I-20. This I-20 contains your program, contains your name, your date of birth, basic information about you, and the amount of money you'll be paying. So it's like a record document that speaks to the viewer that indeed you've been given admission. Now, people make the mistake that at a point, let's say you got admitted to study this fall, and unfortunately your visa was denied or you couldn't find any suitable date. People often push the application to the next window or defer their program. So you got an I-20 for fall and you deferred your program to spring. People make the mistake of sending the fall I-20 to their spring interview, which is a no-no, and ensure that your I-20 is also signed for it to be valid. If you're under 18, your mom or your guardian should sign for you. So if you are more than 18, there's a column for you to sign under you, and then put your name there. Don't sign for your guardian. You are more than 18. Very, very important. So note that. And then with that, sometimes the program name on the I-20 does not correlate or matches your admission letter, which is commonly for some programs like financial mathematics, most of the business courses. They have what they call a program code, a unique identifier that categorizes some programs under them. So we are going to do financial mathematics or finance. It will be categorized as financial management. So they have a unique name for such programs. So you need to understand these things and explain to the viewer in case it comes up during the interview. So that's number one. Your I-20 should be valid. Number two, that you need to pay your service fee. It should be like a week before your interview, if you have the funds, or even 2 weeks, because it takes time to reflect. You know, there are glitches in university union systems and other things can cause delay. And some viewers, if you've not paid, or if you've paid and it's not reflecting, can just deny your visa. To avoid that, you pay on time. So you ensure you pay, you check the FMJ fee website to check and see if it's really going through. You have your receipt at hand to present to the viewer, because it's a requirement. It is a way to track our activities in the US, to track students that are they going to school. So SEVIS is like a unique identifier code that actually help the US government to be able to monitor our activities as F1s or as students using F1 visas. So it's very important that you pay on time. Some viewers, if you don't pay and it's not reflecting, they'll just deny your application. Others will give you 2 to 1G, give you the chance to wait for you to reflect or pay before you come for another interview. So don't give these two chances. This is just a fundamental issue you should solve before you get there. And number three is proving to the viewer that you're a bona fide student. What do I mean by someone being a bona fide student? A bona fide student is someone who knows the reason why he is going to study. So that's why they ask questions like, why this program? Why this school? Why US? They want to ascertain that indeed you are a bona fide student and you are here because of school. And you know the reason why you're going to the school. You know the reason why you chose that particular program. So it is really important that you address that and ensure that you know why you chose your school. you know the history of your school, the address of your school. These are basic stuff you should know. And if you're able to tell the VO all this, you're sure of your visa being approved. Number 4 will be your funding, which is very crucial, mostly in Accra. Funding is no joke. So you should be able to explain clearly to the VO how you intend to pay. I've seen people, I've interviewed people myself, I've done some mock sessions, and I've read a couple of transcripts. People just go there and then they just cook stories. If you want to cook story, it should be very convincing. You can't just go and tell them, oh, my uncle. They've heard such stories so many times. So you should be able to understand your finances. So let's say I'm having an Empower loan. That's what I used. Make it clear. Don't just go the usual way. Oh, I've taken an Empower loan of this. I'll pay the interest. Obviously, yes. But you can even start like this. I'm officer. Going to study master's degree is a financial responsibility on my behalf, and it's a personal development venture. So I really thought about this, but I don't have the already available funds. But there's this company, Empower, they are giving me this, they've approved this. But my school is going to certify this XYZ amount, and I have personal savings of A, or my company has agreed to give me study leave with 75% of my salary every month. So I'll use that to offset the interest while I study. And this will help me get a degree and come back to Ghana and then solve ABCD problem. You are done. You are fully funded officer. I've secured fully funded guaranteed assistantship. You just tell the view through your excellent academic records, your disuse of interview, and you got a scholarship. And it should be good. So funding is very important. So know your funding story. Who is going to pay? If it is your uncle, what work? So let's say you are saying that your uncle is a successful business owner and earns like $200,000 per annum. You need to prove the profile of your uncle should match the money. I don't want to mention any job here, but you know some jobs shouldn't merit that kind of money. So you need to ensure that you profile your sponsor very well, that the kind of job your sponsor is doing matches the bank statement you're presenting, and it should be on your way for you getting approved. Number 5 will be demonstrating intent to return to your home country, or simply put, home ties. How do you demonstrate home ties? That is why they ask questions like, are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? Do you have any children? They want to ascertain, because F1 is a non-immigrant visa. So the sole purpose of L1 is not to migrate to the US, but to move here and study and return to your home country after your studies. That is the purpose of F1. But they know that most of us use the F1 as a route to migrate. So once the viewer senses that, your visa will be denied. How do you prove home ties? It shouldn't be that you are married or you have some properties or you have children. No. You can use your story, and I'll give an example. Let's say I work in a hospital as a nurse, and I've seen that people are dying of cancer. Cancer is killing people. Chemotherapy sessions are not helping people. So we want to go and study master's degree in nursing and bring alternative ways of solving cancer or helping women with breast cancer undergo chemotherapy without affecting their immune system. This is a problem. You have a solution, and this is home ties, because you want to go and come and then help Ghana women in their cancer curing process, to help them cure their cancer without getting any radiation effects. This is a story. This is home ties, because the problem is in Ghana. So I always encourage people to use the STAR method if you want to create a story. What is the situation? The situation here is women are suffering from breast cancer and they don't get adequate treatment, or even so, the treatment is often this radiation, and which affects their or compromises their immune system. That is the situation. So the tact is what? There's supposed to be an alternative way to keep their immune system intact while they undergo their therapy sessions. That is the task. What is the action? The action is that you want to go to the US specifically to get the advanced knowledge and skill sets to find ways of treating cancer alternatively. Maybe say your professor is undergoing some research development in cancer, and that if you go, it's going to help you gain these requisite skills and come to Ghana and help the women in that regard. So the result is that when you come to Ghana, you're able to collaborate with your hospital or the Ministry of Health to solve this particular challenge, which is, of course, very important. So I want us to understand this, and it's going to help us ace our interview. Don't sound rehearse. Be natural. Make it sound organic and authentic. Make your story feel natural. People go there and you see as if they are regurgitating whatever they've written down. They have a script. For me, I never had a script. Just create roadmaps in your mind. Okay, my funding. Okay, I have Empower. Okay, I have scholarship. Then you map them up. Then use your own words to express yourself. Don't be tensions, because what you're afraid is also afraid of you. I wish you the best of luck. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. I have my link there. Join the groups. We run mock sessions to empower you guys, to give you the right tips for you guys to ace your interview. Don't forget to subscribe to Talker Voices. See you in our next video. Thank you for watching.